Okay, so I'll begin. Uh, Again, myself, Harsha Chandani. I represent ML Forum VIIT, and it's a pleasure to be with you guys. And thank you for spending your time with us, even on a Sunday. I appreciate your motivation towards our session. Thank you. So, yesterday we finished NumPy array creation, NumPy indexing, selection, and broadcasting. So today what's remaining is a small part, that is operations of NumPy. So here you can see I've imported my library. Then I've used the array which we were using yesterday, np.arrange lower limit 0 and the range function 10. That is, it tells us that it will work up to 9. So it gives us an array till 9. Then moving on, I'll start with the first operation, that is addition. If you want to just add two arrays, you can just type the array names. So I have one array here, so I'll add it to itself. ARR plus ARR. It should give me a doubled up values. That is, 0 should be at the 0 index, it should be 0. And I'll at 1 index, its value 1. So the summation should be 2. It should be double everywhere. So I press shift enter and you can see I get the addition of the two arrays. It's not compulsory to add the same arrays together. If you have defined two different arrays, you will get the result. Then we go to similarly for multiplication, just use this asterisk sign and multiply it. Here you will get the squared values. You can see 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, and so on. Then we come to subtraction. I am subtracting, so I should get 0, 0, 0 everywhere. You can see I get a NumPy array resulting 0 because 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, and till 9 minus 9 will also be equal to 0. Then comes division. Now we have to use the division sign for this. You can see this red box gets generated. Remember, this red box is not an error. It just shows you a warning because of this 0th index position. What does this NaN mean? NaN means that it's an undefined value. See, the index position at value at 0 is 0, and everyone knows that 0 by 0 is not defined. So it will show NaN. Similarly, when you take reciprocal of the array, you will see that it shows an warning again. Here it shows infinity and then rest of the values. Infinity means 1 by 0 is equal to infinity. That's why this INF is shown. I'll repeat, this isn't an error. This is just a warning. Now we go to exponential. So if I have to, let's say, use my, either I showed you squaring of my array, I'll just show you array raised to 4. You can see, you can find 0 raised to 4 is 0, 1, then and so on. Then, no, actually I multiplied here, typo error. For exponential, you need to use 2 stars. You can see 1 raised to 4 is 1, 2 raised to 4 is 16, 3 raised to 4 is 81, and so on. So now moving on to the, let me check if I finished all. I finished addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, reciprocal, and race. Now I'll just go to universal array functions which we can use every time. Or so if I want square root of all the values inside the array, I'll call my NumPy library as np dot. I'll type SQ. I'll press tab to see the options. I'll use SQRT and then just pass my array as a parameter or argument. You can see all square root values get generated. 0 square root is 0, 1 square root is 1, 2 square root is 1.41, 9 square root is 3, 4 square root is 2, etc. So similarly, if you want to calculate the exponential values like e raised to values, you can just use the exp and then pass your array inside your brackets. Will get exponential values for each and every element of your NumPy. Moving on, yesterday we used argmin, argmax, max, and min. Similarly, NumPy also gives you the same method to call, just in a different syntax. You just need to call np dot max of array and you will get the maximum value. Similarly, for minimum, argmin, argmax. Then if you want to calculate the sign values of all elements, you can also call sign, and similarly for all other trigonometric values. If you want to calculate the log values, again, NumPy gives you a log function. Just pass your array inside brackets. You'll get, again, this is not an error. This is just a warning because log 0 is not defined. It is minus infinity. So now moving on to an example. Uh, Here we have declared two NumPy arrays with their data types. We've just printed the X array, then Y array. Then if you want to add this print X plus Y, and that is the normal addition call which we give, and np.add x comma y work in the same way. You can see here our NumPy array matrix, multidimensional matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 plus 5 gives you 6. 1 plus 5 gives you 6 again. 4 plus 8 gives you 12. 4 plus 8 gives you 12 again. So both these functions act in the same way. It's just that this is the traditional summation or addition call, and this is called by NumPy library. Similarly, for subtraction, again, this is the traditional call. This is the NumPy call. Again, multiplication, traditional call, NumPy call. Again, for division, traditional call, NumPy call. Okay, now I just showed you how to take square root. Then, okay, if you want to grab the sum of all the elements inside the matrix or the array, just use print np.sum and just pass the list inside it. You can see our elements inside the list here are 1, 2, 3, 4. So the sum will be 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, and we get 10. Now, if you only want the sum of the elements in the column, so you just need to pass a second argument, that is axis equal to 0. Axis equal to 0 gives the value for column. You can see 1 plus 3 will give you 4 and 2 plus 4 will give you 6. Again, if you want a NumPy array for the sum of all the rows inside your NumPy array, it will give you another NumPy array or after addition. So here 1 plus 2 first row will give you 3 and 3 plus 4 the first row will give you 7. Now after this I already explained you broadcasting yesterday. You can just read the example here. Then, okay, now if you want to stack 4 copies of any array that you have defined, what you need to do is just call it in this way. I've named it VB, then np.title, then just passed V as the first argument. And I want four, I'll just mention the number of rows and number of columns I want to stack my values. So you can see 4 values of the same array get generated. Then again, a normal addition, subtraction, etc. has been done ahead. You can read this. We have shared this is the explanation regarding broadcasting of 2 arrays following rules. You can just read them. We have shared these documents, the notebooks, and just read it ahead. Okay, so my teaching job here is done. All now, what I want you to do is please open your Jupyter notebook for NumPy exercise, and I'll give you time to solve each and every problem. So before that, I'll just tell you the rules here. I want to revise the full NumPy which I have explained you. That's why I've created this exercise. So it's okay if you get the result in two or if in multiple lines, but I can assure you that each and every result can be done in a single line command. So it's better if you get a single line command as your answer, but it's okay if you are new to NumPy, you can get the same result in 2 to 3 steps. So what I would like to do here is I just need an answer from you. Please answer that. Has everyone downloaded their notebook?
Yes.
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 And has everyone opened them?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you sure? Should I start the timer for each and every question? I will not give you more than 2 minutes. These are very, very simple and at a beginner level. Even I am doing it in front of you. I don't have any solutions right now. We'll provide the solutions later. I have the solutions, but I haven't not opened them. See, you can see here. So, okay, I'll unmute you. I'll mute you all again. I'll start with my session now. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Everyone can call this library first. Import NumPy as NP. Press Shift Enter. Now first create an array of 10 zeros. It's 11:18 here. I'll stop this question at 11:20. It's very easy.
np dot zeros 10.
I don't want you to answer here. I want everyone to try. I will, as it is, give you the answers later. Please mute yourself. You can refer the notes if you want to. I can understand it's the first time that you are trying NumPy. It's okay. So okay, this is very simple. I'll just do it. It's just np dot. I'll call zeros. I'll use tab, and I want 10 zeros inside, right? My so I'll just pass 10. You can see we got 10 zeros. Even the next one is same. So I'll wait for 1 minute up till 11:21. Please solve it. It's okay if you get the answer in multiple lines or steps, no problem. I will just show you how to optimize it to a single command. Hope everyone is trying. I can't keep a record of if everyone is trying, but I expect everyone to try. I'll just use np.1 and again pass 10 as the parameter, as the argument here suggests, number of elements as one you want inside your numpy. Okay, now you want to create a numpy array of 10 fives. It's again very simple. I'll still wait till 11:23. सबको आ रहा है solve करने? Is it easy? I've unmuted you guys. Please answer.
Yes.
Okay, now I'll move ahead. Now we want to create a numpy array consisting of 10 fives. So you can just use this again, np.ones, and just multiply it using by 5. You can see a numpy array consisting of 10 fives will get. Now moving on to creation of an array of integers from 10 to 50. I'll wait till 11:23 or 11:24. It's too fast, I know. 11:24, 2 minutes are enough for this. I would like to tell you that if you attend and submit the assignments that we will send you later for basics of Python, NumPy, and next week's Pandas and Matplotlib, you will get an assured e-certificate provided your attendance is up to the mark and you submit all the assignments which we'll send after some time on time. So we'll provide you an e-certificate. Okay, it's 7:23 and this is very simple, so I will just show it to you. I'll call my NumPy arrange. Now I want from 10 to 50. The first argument says the starting point, so I'll give my starting point as 10, and the second argument works as range. So in order to get 50, I will need to pass 51. So I'll press shift enter. You can see a NumPy array with values from 10 to 50 as expected is generated. Now create an array of all even integers from 10 to 50. So I would like to wait for another 1 minute and I will let you guys try. You shouldn't get doubts in these questions at the start because these are very simple. Okay, it's 11:25. I'll go ahead. I have to use the same thing as I typed above. Just I'll give a third argument as my step. And as I want even values, I'll just pass 2. You will get all elements that is all even integers between 10 to 50. 10, 12, 14, 16 up to 50. Okay, now create a 3 by 3 matrix with values ranging from 8. You can do this in 2 to 3 steps. Still, I'll show you how to do it in 1 step. It's okay. I'm telling you this multiple times. It's okay if you get your result. I'm more than happy if you get your result in any number of steps right now, because it's just been 2 days and you are beginners. I'll wait for another minute. Okay, again, even this is very easy. So I'll start np dot arrange. I can just pass 9 inside because I want from 0 to 8, so I don't need to mention. And this will just give you in a single group. This will just give you a result in a single group. I request you to please mute Rudra Prashant Tambe. Please mute. So I'll just use np.arrange and then use the reshape command here itself. Python is very flexible. You can do it here itself. And I'll just pass 3 by 3 as the number of rows and columns. You can see I got my 3 by 3 matrix of values ranging from 0 to 8. Again, this is not something tough. You should know this by now. Now, identity matrix. Again, NumPy has a built-in method for that. You just need to use np.I and pass the rank. You can see we got a 3 by 3 matrix. Then again, use NumPy to generate a random number between 0 and 1. I'll wait for till 11:30. You guys can try the first and the second question. That is, use NumPy to generate a random number between 0 and 1. Use NumPy to generate an array of 25 random numbers sampled from the standard normal distribution. I'll give you a hint. You will need to use random dot something and again random dot something. I'll wait till 11:31. Again, I will say no need to worry if you aren't getting the result in a single line command. Okay, these are built-in functions. You will obviously get your result in a single line. But as in this reshape thing between what we did, it's okay if you split it up and do it in 2 steps. No problem. It's the same thing. Don't worry. Just get the result. I am more than happy to get your result in any number of steps. Okay, I'll give you the answer for the first one. So you just need to use np.random.rand and 1. And you just want one value. Everyone will get different answers here. As I had mentioned, you will get a returned value that will be in the range of 0 to 1 and inclusive of 1. Don't worry if you get different answers here. It's okay. As the name suggests, random means that you will get a different value each and every time you do it. Now, if you want 25 random numbers sampled from a standard normal distribution, standard normal distribution means you need to use rand n. So I'll type np dot random dot and I'll select rand n after typing tab, and I'll just pass number of elements I want as the argument, that is 25. You can see 25 random values sampled from a standard normal distribution are generated. Okay, now moving on to a bit tricky question. Don't worry, it's simple. It's very simple if you observe this matrix. Just observe the matrix. I'll give you 3 minutes for this. I'll give you the answer by 11:35. Again, I repeat, yes, this matrix is big, but you can get the answer in a single line. Kudos to you if you get the answer in a single line. This is just to revise full NumPy library that I have explained to you yesterday and today. Vikram Shinde, np.linspace. Again, the 100 part works as a range, so you have to pass 101. No. Aditya, no, you are wrong. Guys, you need to reshape it. You can see it is in 10 by 10 form, right? It's not just a normal array. Okay, I'll give you the answer now. So it will be np.arrange 1. Yes, you may get different answers, no issues. I'll just try it myself. Reshape 10 by 10, and this will give me a 10 by 10 matrix from values 1 to 100. But you can see each and every value has 2 decimal points. That means it is divided by 100. So if I do whole divide by 100, you can see I'll get the same matrix as my answer. What did I do here is I'll call arrange from 1 to 101. It will give me an array from 1 to 100 in the normal form. Then I reshaped it into the 10 by 10 form, 10 rows and 10 columns. You can see here as in the question, and then just divide it by 100. Okay. You may get different answers, no problem. Moving on to the next part. Create an array of 20 linearly spaced points between 0 and 1. 20, the question itself suggests linearly spaced means you have to use linspace. So just use linspace for the same thing. I'll wait for a minute. Okay, so I'll give you the answer now. We just need to use linspace. So NP, I'll call my numpy, I'll press lin, I'll press tab, I'll use linspace, and I'll give my starting point as 0, the ending point as 1, and the number of values as the third argument. I'll get 20 values. Again, you will get the same values, everyone. Everyone will get the same values here. Hope you understood this. We are just on the verge of finishing our session. There are very few questions left. Okay, so I've given a matrix here. You can see it having values from 1 to 25. Now here comes indexing and selection. So I'll give you time till I'll give you 1 minute to grab this block from the given matrix. 12, 13, 14. Right? I want this block, not the 16 and 21. 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. I want you to grab this using NumPy indexing and selection. If you guys are getting an error, don't worry. My team will support you. All you need to do is click a picture of your error and post it on our WhatsApp group. Any one of the volunteers will be very happy to help you. Okay, I'll tell you the answer now. You want 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. So you can pass the matrix name and 2. See, this gives you an error. What you need to do is mention the colons every time. I did this purposely to show you. So you pass it like this. Again, okay, matrix is not defined. So I call my matrix. You get this error. So just copy paste the matrix part. You can see I get the result now. Some people may get this problem because the Jupyter notebook is pre-saved. So you need to call this matrix creation part again inside your cell. and you will get the result. Moving on to the next question. Now you just need to grab 2, 7 and 12. 2, 7 and 12. Okay, first, sorry, you need to extract 20. That's very easy. I'll just show you. So just call the matrix, find the position. I think it's 3 by 4. Yes. Indexing is valid here. Rows and columns are calculated as indexes. So it starts from 0. You see, we get the result as 20. Now moving on to the 2, 7 and 12 grabbing part. I'll wait till 11:43 because this is a bit tricky. It's very simple. Just keep in mind that index values are considered here. Okay, I'll give you the answer. It's just call your matrix. I want everything up till the range 3 when it comes to rows. And I just want the first and second row here. You can see I got 2, 7 and 12. This thing after the colon in the row part of the argument works as range, same as column, same for columns. This one is just denoting the starting point of the column which you want. Again, extract 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is very, very easy. You just need to denote the rows and you don't need to do anything for columns. I gave you a hint. Just grab the arguments for rows. You don't have to do anything for columns. Okay, this is very easy. I'll give you the answer. I'll call my matrix. Now, I want the fourth row, so I'll call the third index, the range 5, comma, and as I mentioned in the hint, you don't need to do anything for the column, so just mention the colon. You get the result 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now, these are normal attributes, or let's say very simple things. You need the sum of all values inside the matrix. So I'll just call my matrix, use dot and sum for it. You get 325. If you check, the answer will be right. Then now if you want standard deviation of all values, again, you have a built-in way for that. You don't need to use any formula. Just mention STD. STD is for standard deviation. Just pass round brackets. You can see you get the standard deviation value. And the last thing, you want the sum of all columns inside the matrix columns means axis equal to 0. Remember, column means axis equal to 0 and rows means axis equal to 1. So you need to mention it inside as an argument. So matrix dot sum and axis equal to 0. You can see the sum of all columns in your matrix or NumPy array, and when we call the sum of axis equal to 0, it gives you another NumPy array with the sum as you require. Okay, so I am done with my today's session. I wanted to finish it as soon as possible because it's a Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of an ML Forum VIIT. Please keep following up. We have sessions planned for the following weekends to come. And do like our pages, posts on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And please, one request, please follow whatever we send you on the email. And if you have any doubts, I will, or we as a team, you can post your doubts or errors in your WhatsApp group. We will be more than happy to revert you back as soon as possible. And the recordings of these sessions will be posted on a Google Drive, and we will share you the link, and the solutions for today's exercise will also be posted. Don't worry. And I will unmute you all now. So if you want to say something, you can.
Thank you, sir.
Is everyone happy with the session?
Yes.
Do you want
Yes.
sessions in the next week?
Yes.
Okay, so I want more participation from you guys. I need you to tell your friends to join too. Maximum participation is a must. And if you want to be a part of ML Forum VIIT, you can anytime revert to us on a WhatsApp group, or you can.
Harsh.
Yes.
Harsh.
Yes, yes.
Harsh, this is Professor Nitin Sakre.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Guys, I have attended 2 sessions and I really like to congratulate all of you. Despite of this problem of Corona and all these things, the new team has really done well. And I really like to congratulate Saurabh, Harsh, Anil, Purva. You have delivered the great sessions and keep going. Like I was attending, my purpose was to just like IoT Forum can do something like this. Was my intention, but actually you deliver the sessions very well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
And in future, if you are attending or you are planning some sessions, let me know. I'll attend.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
Sure, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
We are
sir.
privileged.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I'll also give your feedback to IoT Forum also, so that they will plan some online sessions for IoT topics also. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, good job, guys. Good job. Keep doing it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for attending the lecture.
Okay, everyone, just a moment. Before you leave, we have an announcement that if you continue this session series for the next week as well, you will be provided with e-certificates. Only on one condition, that you have to attend all the sessions and you have to complete the assignments as well. Your attendance has been taken, and according to that, you will be provided with the e-certificates. Okay, thank you.
Anyone has any doubts, you can ask. All committee members are present here. Like not the questions related to our session right now. Any other doubts like next topics or something? Okay, so I think it's time we say goodbye for this week. See you. Please keep following up and check the emails. We will post as soon as possible about the next week's section, the links and etc. Thank you. This is Harsha P. Chandani from VIIT. See you, ML Forum VIIT. Goodbye.